Hey, real quick, before we dive into today's episode, I want to share that I'm speaking at the Empowered Podcasting Conference in August, and I would love to see you there. Podcasting can feel a little lonely sometimes. You're behind the mic, doing the work, figuring things out mostly on your own. The Empowered Podcasting Conference, or EPC as the cool kids call it, is a small community-first gathering built to help podcasters learn together and actually connect. It's happening this August in Charlotte, North Carolina, and is 3 days of real conversation and actionable insights from people who truly get what you're building. I'll be leading a session on podcast SEO, how to attract the right listeners even when you're offline, and I'd be thrilled to see you in the audience. Get all of the details at thepodcastteacher.com/EPC. That is an affiliate link, which means that I earn a commission when you purchase at no extra cost to you. And actually, you can enter coupon code EPCJulia20 when registering to save 20% on your ticket. That link and code can be found in the description below. I hope to see you at EPC. Now, let's dive into today's episode. Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Podcasting Over 50. Last week, I made the announcement that the show is rebranding. In case you missed that, surprise, the show is rebranding. The rebrand officially went live today. So if your podcast feed looks a little different, don't worry, you're still in the right place. The name is new, the cover art got a glow up, but it's still me. In case we're meeting for the first time, hi, I'm Julia Levine, aka The Podcast Teacher. You're listening to Podcasting Over 50, the show that helps business owners in their 50s, 60s, and beyond to start and grow a podcast. This episode is a bit more about me and my journey than my usual content. But you deserve a detailed explanation for the change and a peek behind the curtain, and I would be willing to bet big bucks that you'll see yourself in parts of my story too. So today's episode will explain the reason behind the change and let you know what it means for you as a listener. Before we go any further, I want to assure you right away, if you're not over 50, you're still welcome here and you will still find value. Keep listening for the details on what's changing and what's not. Okay, fun fact for any newer listeners, this is actually the third name this podcast has had. Taylor Swift has her eras, and apparently so do I. Era number 1 was podcasting for introverts. That's how this show was born all the way back in December of 2023. Episodes 1 through 47 were all about proving that you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to have a successful podcast. I'm still an introvert, and podcasting is definitely the best marketing decision I've ever made. Era number 2 was podcasting for solopreneurs. At episode 48, the show grew into its second name, helping online business owners grow their podcasts to get more listeners, leads, and sales. That era ran all the way through episode 239, and I am so proud of the library we built together. And now, era number 3, Podcasting Over 50, is starting right here, right now with episode 240. And if you are currently agonizing over naming your own show, let my 3 different names reassure you that nothing is permanent and changing your podcast name is not the end of the world. Okay, so why did I change it? In last week's episode, all about rebranding, I shared that there are typically 3 scenarios that prompt a rebrand. Number 1, your podcast isn't growing. Number 2, you have listeners, but they're not turning into clients. Or number 3, you no longer feel aligned with the direction of your show. But in my case, my show is growing, my listeners are turning into clients, and I do feel aligned with the direction. But I noticed that the listeners who were becoming clients were almost all the same type of person. In the 5 years that I've run this business, about 90% of my students and clients have been business owners in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. That's who I've been attracting since day one. And more importantly, that's who I absolutely love working with. Some of these folks have been running their business for decades. Others spent 30 years in one career and are now building something brand new in their second or even their third act. And they bring something to podcasting that newer entrepreneurs simply can't, which is decades of real experience, real stories, real wisdom. They know what they want to say and that there's someone out there who needs to hear it. Which brings in the alignment factor. While I do still feel aligned with the solopreneur's angle, I feel even more aligned with the over 50 direction. And I'll be honest with you, this show is part of my business's marketing strategy. Leaning into the crowd that's already becoming clients is simply smart business. So for me, this rebrand came about kind of from a combination of the typical rebrand scenarios 2 and 3, each with a little asterisk. And earlier this year, I stopped treating the pattern of who I was attracting like a coincidence, and I started treating it like a calling. The first big thing I did was create the 50 Plus Podcasters Launch Club, which is an evolution and improvement from my podcast startup academy that walks you through launching your podcast step by step. I built it alongside a small group of founding members this spring, and it was a huge success. The doors officially opened to the public in August, and I'll have lots more to share about that soon. Once the Launch Club existed, the next step felt obvious, which was to bring the podcast into alignment with the people it serves and the offer that it leads to. Same 50 plus focus and same mission, now with unified branding. The first time I rebranded this show back in episode 48, I told you honestly that I didn't know if it was the right decision. This time feels a little different. I'm not guessing about who I'm passionate about serving. The past 5 years already answered that question for me, and I'm confident in this new direction. Now, let's talk about who this show is built for going forward. If you're a current listener, stick around. Whether you're over 50 or under 50, you are welcome here. If you've liked my previous content, you're going to like what's coming up. That said, this show is designed for you if you're in your second or third act. Maybe you've been running your business for years and you're ready to amplify it. Maybe you've recently left a long career to build something of your own. Either way, you have something that can't be rushed and can't be faked, and that is decades of hard-earned expertise. One more thing about the name. Over 50 is a number, sure, but around here it's also a mindset. True story, I've been what you'd call an old soul my entire life. When I was 20 years old, I related more to the 50-year-olds in the room than to the people my own age. And maybe that describes you too. If you're a 20-something listening and resonating with the content, you don't need to leave. There's no bouncer at the door checking IDs. So if you've enjoyed the tips and strategies I've shared over the past 239 episodes, you will continue to enjoy every episode going forward. Podcast SEO works the same whether you are 25 or 75. So does my signature ARC method. So do strong hooks and clear CTAs. And if you found me because of the solopreneurs part of the old title, I'm still a solopreneur. That's still the lens through which I run my business, and it will continue to shape my content moving forward. It's just not the name of the show anymore, that's all. In just a moment, I'll walk you through exactly what is changing and what is staying the same. But first, I have one small favor to ask. If this show has ever helped you, whether that was a strategy that grew your downloads, a mindset shift that got you unstuck, or simply the nudge you needed to hit record, then I would love your help welcoming in this new era. Could you please share this show with a business owner in their 50s, 60s, or beyond? Maybe you have a friend or family member with decades of experience and a podcast idea they keep sitting on. Send them a link to the show so that they can finally start and grow their show. Thank you for helping to spread the word. All right, that brings us to the last thing I promised you, which is what's changing and what's staying the same. Here's what's changing: the name, the cover art, and that's pretty much the whole list. Everything else is staying the same. So it's the same host. Hi, still me. It's the same schedule. Full episodes drop every Tuesday, and then there are FAQ Fridays where I answer a podcasting question in 5 minutes or less. The back catalog is staying the same, so all 239 previous episodes are staying right where they are. If you scroll back, you'll hear the old show names in those episodes, and that's okay. The strategies in them still hold up, so don't let an old name stop you from listening to a helpful episode. And we're keeping the same approach. We are still all about working smarter, not harder around here, growing your show with strategy and SEO instead of the social media hamster wheel, and taking imperfect action, one episode at a time. This show has a new name because I finally embraced who I've been serving all along. It's built for business owners in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. And if you're not there yet, you're still welcome and wanted here. And aside from a new name and some prettier cover art, everything you love about this show stays exactly the same. Whether you've been here since the introverts days, joined during the solopreneurs era, or today is your very first episode, I am so grateful you're here. I don't take that for granted. And if you know a business owner in their 50s, 60s, or beyond with a story worth sharing, send them this show so that they can join us in this new era too. Until next time, happy podcasting.